there. This thing has gone back and forth. I got home yesterday, and I was watching the Weather Channel, and they said 1 to 3 inches in Little Rock. Then I watched Ned and Barry last night, and they said 1/10 of an inch or 2/10 of an inch.
Right.
We now bring in the man with the plan, our in-studio weather expert, as opposed to Ninja, who is
Weather
everywhere.
Wars. It's Weather Wars right here on the show with no name every morning now.
You know, I think apparently there's room for competition now because they've gone now from 1/10 to.
Well,
There's 2 models, though, right?
there are several
how
models,
many
and they're
models?
all over the place.
Hey, I did watch the weather last night, and Permy used my old Albuquerque low.
He did.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I guess back in the old days, they talked to the weather service or look at the satellite and say there's a low over Albuquerque.
Yeah.
This could, and we're going to be right on the line. And they were saying it back then, and we're right on the line again.
That's it. Well, basically what's going to happen, we have a warm front moving in this morning, and that's what we've got all this fog around here for.
Drizzle, nasty.
Yeah, typical warm front stuff. We'll go up into the low to mid-60s this afternoon for highs. And then we'll stay around 50-ish for a low. Tomorrow, a cold front comes into town, this Arctic air coming in here, and that's when the real mess moves in.
I would like to say Joe Lenardi is more accurate than Joe Bastardi. You know who Joe Bastardi is?
Oh, yeah.
He's a nationally known weather guy.
Yeah.
These guys have got to step it up, and I have a witness, and Valentine was my witness, if he will be allowed in the court of law, because he noticed this yesterday. He goes, I was watching the weather last Tuesday, and they were talking about it was going to be 70 degrees sometime this weekend. Then they backed it up till Tuesday, and now it's not even going to hit on Wednesday. It's going to hit 50-something today, maybe 60.
60.
So we now turn to Wook and Ninja, and I love the competition. Ninja was busy last night texting, and he got a little antsy, but now he's jacked back up.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more. Again, one of the models. I think that meteorologists now have they can play the models off by going. They're covered. Well, one model says this, and another model says this.
They
So we're
are
covered
correct with
anyway.
that when we tell you. Well, and the words that Ninja is using in a mass text right now, blizzard-like conditions.
Because of the wind. He said
Blizzard-like
35 mile an hour winds. Do you agree with that?
Read it.
mean, there's going to be winds. And
Blizzard-like conditions.
Well,
He said almost blizzard-like.
Well, see, I just took it out of context.
Well, I didn't get Ninja blizzard. I got winds are going to be a factor tomorrow, 30, 35 miles an hour.
yeah.
Did
Keep
you not
going.
do-
Keep reading.
going.
Yeah, and they said that with snow is almost blizzard-like conditions.
See, I just took it right out and
Okay.
cut out what I wanted.
Yeah.
Well,
Could it be that?
it's possible, but right now we're looking at more of a mix here in the central part of the state.
Not blizzard-like conditions?
Possibly, but I'm not going to go direct. I'm not going to go direct with
Don't
that.
let him push you.
The Weather Service has issued a winter
Don't hit
storm
me with those
warning for
hands.
much of the state. Right now, what we're thinking is we're going to start out as rain tonight, and we'll transition as the day progresses tomorrow. And it looks like the north part of the state will get the transition first. We'll go from rain to freezing rain, sleet, and then eventually over to snow.
You know what this reminds me of, Roger? Remember Mass Exodus Friday?
Yes.
Or Thursday?
Yeah.
We've had a
Mass
couple of
Exodus
them, yeah.
Thursday. Roger knows which one I'm talking about because me and him were going back and forth at the time.
phone,
This
yeah.
was in the early days of cell phones.
Yeah.
And it moved in about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, the city was totally paralyzed.
Worst ever.
Well,
I think it was the worst ever.
Exodus.
It was.
Yeah.
This
Because
is
it was-
going to gradually transition across the state.
What time?
Mid-central Arkansas, probably mid to late afternoon.
There you go.
2.
Roughly.
All right,
Roughly.
too. Well, listen, he's not a god.
Hey, I'm just saying, because
I know.
that's going to be Mass Exodus.
Oh, no doubt.
Everything
No doubt.
changes, Wookie, when you get on this mic, my friend.
Exactly.
A lot easier in the hallway.
Well, here's the deal. Here are our expected amounts. And this is from the winter storm warning. And this is what the Weather Service is saying. 3 to 6 inches possible in the northern third of the state. 2 to 4 here in the central third. And that could mix with a little bit of sleet, and that might bring the amounts down slightly. And then 1 to 3 possible in the south with some sleet mixed in with that.
I got to ask you this, sir. And all this, you just mentioned the times. Everybody's throwing everything at you at this time. What is the latest time that this stuff comes into central Arkansas?
I think mid to late afternoon, probably after, say, 1 or 2 o'clock.
So, do schools shut down tomorrow based on the forecast today? Do they shut down tomorrow morning and not even attempt to go?
I would not hazard a guess as it for tomorrow morning.
You're hazarding.
How about Thursday?
Thursday morning, I would say
Yeah,
likely.
they'll let them in. They'll let them
would
go
say-
tomorrow, and then let them out early, maybe, and then.
Well, but letting them out early is a bigger confusion.
I'm going to leave that to the
Yeah,
superintendent.
but
I
I
understand.
bet you they could do it. Well, it depends on how much. Is it?
Based on this forecast right here, school should be closed tomorrow.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
You
You
can't
can get them out by noon. You get
well,
3 hours of
well,
teaching.
here's the
Listen,
deal.
you just got to school by
I
now.
know.
up in
That's right. Get a little
Bologna.
teaching in.
The people up in Valonia thought the same way.
Thank
But they
you.
put a bus on the road, and that ice got in there at mid to late morning, and it knocked it out.
Well, I
Tumped
guess
it over,
it
tumped it
depends. It
over.
depends on where we're talking. If we're talking Little Rock, now maybe north of here
I'm
is
just
even
saying.
worse, right? North of here
It
is
will
worse.
be. We're thinking 3 to 6 inches possible in that north.
We had nothing on the ground. Remember last week there was nothing. Nothing.
I know, but I go back to what they're saying. Those buses that overturn, and here's.
But I think that's north of Little Rock, Tommy.
Nope. Here's the catch. Anytime a school superintendent is iffy because of a situation like that, and the word blizzard pops up,
Pull the trigger.
screw it.
Yeah, you cover yourself.
Exactly.
I think if you're not sure, you definitely know.
But I'm sure that if
Bryant's going to school. Saline
those-
County's going to school.
If those schools, if school goes on and it starts snowing or sleeting at noon, you know how many nut jobs are going to be happening out? And I'm
bring
one
in
of
the,
those.
Boston's laughing at
let's,
us.
let's bring in the other half of our tandem.
Weather
there.
Wars.
Ninja was all over the place yesterday.
Watch
and,
it.
Due to my insanity.
Well, what it was, Tommy, is this really everybody was looking, at the NAM, and the NAM was coming in. So
Wait, time out.
I've got it. North American.
Measure
North American
scale model.
mesoscale model. So
I saw Nan at the.
That's man.
right.
Oh,
Man.
So here's
hello,
the
Nan.
deal. Of
Good
the
morning.
three, there's several models out there to look at, but most people look at the European model, the GFS, which is Global Forecast System, and then the NAM. But there are others. There are several others to look at as well.
Are they
The
that?
NAM was
Are
the
they
outlier.
that? Are
The
they
NAM
that erratic? Do you not have this
To be
one?
honest with you, it really depends on the situation.
You
The
don't have
European model has been performing very well. The American model, the Global Forecasting System, or the GFS, just went through an upgrade, so they're really kind of still tweaking it. But it's done a pretty good job. But the reason why people were looking at the NAM is because this winter, the NAM has actually done a pretty decent job, and especially with the last couple of snow events. And the NAM was coming back in, really slowing down the cold air coming south, which would lead to much more rain with a brief period of sleet and maybe some freezing rain and snow in the north. So what the Weather Service is basically doing is saying, okay, that doesn't make sense based on all the information, so we're going to use the Euro, a blend of the Euro and the GFS and some additional information. And so that's where they're coming up with their forecast for snow. I'm in kind of Wook's camp. I still think, because the data shows that we should see a slower transition in central Arkansas, where we will see a longer period of sleet and then snow on the end. So that could potentially cut down on our snowfall totals, but central Arkansas, 2 to 4 inches is still, it looks like
Is that what
that's
you
a
think?
reasonable
That's what you
forecast.
think?
Yes.
Okay, 2 to
It
4.
sounds like he's trying to win the lottery.
What about you? So you 2 to 4 for Little
Yeah,
Rock?
2 to 4.
Okay, so you both agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
And,
I have a question here that I know a lot of our listeners have. We always refer to the European model, and this must be a growing trend because Beast Mode went public in
I
Europe
saw that.
yesterday.
Turkey, right?
In
Yeah.
Turkey,
Right.
he decided to go to Turkey before he would talk.
I know.
Is Europe just taking off? I guess my question is: are we relying on
Yeah, why don't we
satellite
pay
stuff
attention to EU?
from Europe, and we're not up to date in America?
That is correct.
Okay.
And we are becoming up to date in America. That's why they did the upgrade on the GFS, but there has been some funding issues as far as what we have. So we're getting there, but everybody, different models do great in the long range, medium range, and short range, and that's why we've got all these different ones. And weather is just, it's unpredictable sometimes, even with the best model guidance. So. But the reason why I threw out that blizzard-like condition, and it's funny that, you would just jump on that, Raj, because that's what most people do. They just hear that one word.
Yeah,
Is
that's what they
because
do.
with snow falling.
That's exactly
and
what I did.
winds
No,
gusting-
Ninja, what I did was yellow journalism. I took out what I wanted and put it up there. It's TMZ stuff is what I did.
Yeah, well,
knowing-
the only blizzard that we've had, the snowfall of Christmas 2012, that was a true blizzard in northeast Arkansas. And so this is a winter storm, and it's going to have some gusty winds. And the north and northeast part of the state looks like it's going to get the majority of the snow. We're probably going to get a lot of sleet here in central Arkansas.
I hate sleet.
Now, temperatures, I've had this question.
People at Oakland and Gordon Gondek are pulling their hair out right now.
Gordon, I forgot.
Sorry, Gordon.
Sorry, Gordo.
Right, because
the
big question I've been getting is people are they're looking at their apps on their phone and they're going, "What are you talking about? Snow on Wednesday?
Right.
It shows a high of 47."
I'm golfing.
Well, that high will probably be close to midnight or 3 a.m. somewhere around in there, and temperatures will fall. And
have they backed off to single digits?
There may be some single digits early Friday morning.
Here, okay.
Snow's going out with a fight here in
I
Central
don't
Arkansas.
know that would happen here, but in the northeast part of the
How
state.
about that groundhog? Let's give it up for him. Nailed it.
But anyway, the timeline looks. I agree with Wook. Afternoon, sometime into either late afternoon or early evening. But the forecast is that we will be down into the upper 20s by evening tomorrow. So whatever starts to fall is definitely going to freeze, and it will cause hazardous driving conditions overnight tomorrow afternoon, and everything's going to work from north to south. So, it's kind of those things we'll just watch. We'll just watch that 32
Looks like I've got some running around to do today.
All right,
you got plenty of today will be a good day other than the fog.
The grocery store, the grocery stores benefit.
Sam's, here I come.
Yeah, they benefit.
I need my almonds.
We go by like we're gonna be locked in for a week, but
we got to figure out what we're gonna do.
No, because like I said yesterday, it's early March, and so we're going to see some sunshine on Thursday, and temperatures should get up into the low to mid 30s, which will assist with the melting, and but then whatever melts will refreeze Thursday night into Friday morning.
Tommy, we talked yesterday. We got all those people. We got 14 teams in Little Rock from the SEC, Wilmington, and of course they're here. They'll be here today, so that's the good thing. Its question is, can people get to the games Thursday? Because the Razorbacks play Thursday, right? I mean, they play at noon.
I think,
I believe so.
Yeah.
I actually think, some of the later games, especially, I think we'll see some because that sunshine. It really just depends on what falls, but I think Thursday would probably be okay. It's really tomorrow night's games that might become an issue.
Wednesday night's game. Yeah,
well,
true.
what you say is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly will be. All right, we'll go ahead on a limb. Give me Wook, give me your prediction, and then Ninja, give me yours just for the fun because you guys virtually tied last time.
Rain changing to sleet and snow, 1 to 3 inches in the south, 2 to 4 in the central.
Give me
the number.
Give me a number.
Little Rock,
2 to 4.
No, give me a number.
Give a number.
I'm going to give you a number.
3.
3. Okay.
What did he say?
3. He said 3.
Should I go 2.9?
Yes.
All right, 2.9. Price is right.
No, I'm actually going to go for Little Rock. I think it'll be about 2.7.
And that's the second biggest snow we will have had in Little Rock, right? This year.
Yeah, sure he can. This is science, Roger.
And I hope it's more.
And
because there will be locally higher amounts in Little Rock, and that just means that
tiebreaker. Will schools?
What Matt Travis said.
Will schools be closed Thursday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And Tommy, I meant to tell you that we talked about that $2.34, $2.39 gas prices. There's still some gas stations in parts of Sherwood that are selling gas for $2.04, $2.01.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
That
don't
is
get
hard to believe.
Did you see in California yesterday? $3.29 in California.
I'm telling you, I just don't think there's a lot of rhyme and reason.
We still got a bet. Don't forget our bet.
Yeah, for what did I say? $3.
$3.
Yes, you did.
Midnight,
July 25th,
11:59, June 31st.
Where'd that puzzled look come from?
Well, because you were saying in California it's already $3.29.
Yep.
Wow. I just thinking, gee whiz.
That's pretty low for
Why
California.
in the world? Why? I don't get that. Again, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm telling you. That's why it's going to be $3.
Well, they had a big,
refinery
fire out in California.
There's going to be something. I think we've been very fortunate to have low prices. I've loved it, but sooner or later it was going to go back up.
Who knows? Netanyahu may have something to do with it.
Well, you got a 30-cent
Tommy,
price differential here in Little Rock in some place.
Did you hear the reason why the gas prices were jumping up?
I heard
because refinery maintenance and getting ready for their summer blend.
They do that every year,
right? And again, I think we need to be thankful that it was low because they're going to jack that thing up.
I think Summer Blend is an old Johnny Rivers song.
Summer Blend.
All right, roll it out there, Ninja.
All right, Tommy, we're going to start. Everybody's talking about tomorrow, but we still have to talk about today. We do have a dense fog advisory that will be in effect till 9 a.m., so it'll be cloudy. There are areas of dense fog out there, and we are going to warm up to 59 to 61 degrees this afternoon. Small chance of showers, and most of that rain would be in the southern part of the state. Rain becomes likely late tonight. We will only drop down to about 48 degrees. And then everybody wants to know about Wednesday. It looks like breezy, turning colder from the north with rain in the morning. That rain will transition to a brief period of freezing rain, then probably a lot of sleet and eventually snow. Temperatures falling to the upper 20s by evening with north winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. And then that winter weather continues tomorrow night with gusty north winds and 2 to 4 inches of snow possible in Little Rock itself. It is Tuesday. Tuesday means family night at Golden Corral. Kids 12 and under, only $2.99. Parents love that deal. Golden Corral is located at I-40 and Oak Street in Conway, just north of McCain Mall, North Little Rock. For the Show with No Name with Tommy Smith, David Bazzel, Roger Scott, R.J. Hawk, and the Wook, I am the Weather Ninja on 103.7 The Buzz.
Since I'm the only one on this show that still cusses, I'd like to say blank that snow.